Hi guys, welcome back to another one of your KBC WellGood yoga series with myself, Lee Tracey. Today we're going to be going through a really nice morning practice. So we're going to find an energizing and lovely way to wake yourself up in the morning time to create a gorgeous day for yourself. So we're going to start in a seated pose. You can sit like me if it's comfortable. So this is called Savasana. It's an easy cross-legged pose. If this is any way uncomfortable in your hips or in your groin, you can always sit back on your heels. If you have a block or a bolster, a blanket or a book, you can sit on that as well if there's any pressure in the hips at all. So finding a comfortable seat, you can allow your hands just to rest down on your thighs, and you're going to close your eyes. So allowing the eyes to close, this gives you the opportunity to drop the awareness down into the body. So I want you to drop your awareness all the way down to your pelvis. And feel the connection between the right and left sit bone and the ground beneath you. And you can even wiggle a little bit here and make sure that you've got equal weight distribution between the right and the left sit bone. And then you can begin to tilt yourself forward towards your pubic bone, which is the front of your pelvis, and back towards the tailbone, which is the back of your pelvis. And you can rock forward and back a couple of times. And then try and find the center point between the pubic bone and the coccyx, the right and left sit bone. So you're sitting right in the center of your pelvis. And as you sit right in the center of your pelvis, you can begin to feel a strong rooted sensation. So you've got a really nice grounding foundation through the lower half of your body. And as the lower half of your body is rooting down into the ground, you can begin to find length through the spine, lifting up through the crown of your head. And just allowing the collarbones to broaden, feeling space across the chest. And beginning to find your breath this morning. So feeling the sensations of the breath as you breathe in through the nose. And feeling the sensations of the breath as you breathe out through the nose. And all you're doing here is allowing your awareness to rest on the natural ebb and flow of your breath. So you're starting your day with a level of consciousness, a level of awareness. You're feeling into the body, creating a space for yourself, welcoming yourself onto your mat, welcoming yourself into your day. Yoga is all about consciousness and conscious movement, and that all begins with your breath. So just allowing the breath to flow freely for about another 10 rounds. If you have Ujjayi breathing in your practice, this can be a lovely time to introduce that. If you don't know what that is, don't worry. Just continue with the equal inhale, equal exhale. And to start your day off in the most positive way that you can, I want you to bring 3 things to heart and mind that you feel genuine gratitude for this morning. So it could be something as simple as the opportunity to come to your mat, to take a few moments for yourself before your day begins, your ability to breathe and move, the bed that you've just come from, your relationship, anything that feels personal and heartfelt. So just starting your day with a sense of gratitude. And taking a moment, bring your hands to heart center, lifting the breastbone towards the thumbs. And again, finding the center line of the body from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. As you inhale, sweep your arms all the way up towards the sky, creating a big expansive movement, lifting up. And as you exhale, just gently draw the hands down through heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up and around, big breath in. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. Last breath, big inhale, sweeping up and around. And exhale, draw the hands down through the heart center. This time as you inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, bring your left hand behind your back, bring your right hand onto your left thigh, and just begin a gentle twist. Now it's still the morning time, so you're going to be possibly stiff from your night's sleep. So keep your right and your left sit bone pressing down, lengthen through the crown of the head, breathe in as you lengthen. And as you exhale, begin to find the rotation through the spine. So it's nice and gentle, it's not jarring. Breathing in, find length. And as you exhale, find a little bit more rotation. One more breath here, inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, make your way back through center, sweep your arms up to the sky. And exhale, gently moving to the other side. So setting yourself up, finding the foundation, right hand behind the sacrum. Inhale, lengthen through the center line of the body. And exhale, begin to twist. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist a little more. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come all the way back through center. Sweep the arms up one more time. And then exhale, make your way onto your hands and knees. So we're setting ourselves up in a tabletop position here. Our hands are underneath our shoulders and our knees are underneath our hips. And you can see that you've got a framework. You've got your wrist, your elbow, and your shoulder all supporting one on top of the other, and knees beneath the hips. And we're just going to begin to get some flexibility and work through the spine. So as you inhale, you're going to lift the tailbone, lift the crown of the head up towards the sky as you arch the spine. And as you exhale, you're going to begin to drop the head and the tail together, rounding the back and pressing the air out. As you inhale, begin to lift, opening the heart, opening the lungs, moving forward. And as you exhale, begin to round. So you're just moving through arching as you inhale and rounding as you exhale. You're going to do 3 more rounds here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last round, big breath in, draw your lungs forward through the framework of your arms, and full breath out. Press the air out as you draw your belly button towards your spine. And then inhale, come back through center. And again, just check out, make sure you know where everything is. Hands pressing down. First knuckle of the first finger pressing down into the earth. And we're going to move our left knee in towards the center of our pelvis a little bit more and just wrap the right leg around the left. So both knees are pressing in towards each other and they're underneath your pelvis. And from here, we're just going to begin to round and create a circle movement with the pelvis. So you're beginning to circle the pelvis. And if you want to imagine or visualize that your pelvis is on a clock face, you can begin to move the pelvis around the numbers on the clock. So you can notice, am I hitting 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock? And then as you move clockwise, you so too move anti-clockwise. So begin to reverse the direction. And you're moving into your joints this morning. So you're moving your pelvis around your knees, you're moving your shoulders around your wrists. And just waking up the body. And then gently come back to center, unhook the legs, and move through your cat-cows again. But this time we're going to switch the direction of our hands so that our fingers are pointing towards our thighs. And this is going to give you a really nice openness through our wrists, which is really important, especially if we're working on computers all day. And then you can just begin to move through your cat-cow again. So as you inhale, you begin to arch, you lift your tailbone, you lift the crown of your head. And as you exhale, you begin to round. So you drop the head, ears alongside upper arms. Inhaling, lifting forward. And exhaling, beginning to round. So 2 more rounds here, big breath in. And full breath out. Last round, inhale. And exhale. Now come back to neutral with the spine. Turn the hands back so that the fingers are facing towards the front of your mat again. And then we're going to move the right knee in towards the center of the pelvis and wrap our left leg around the right. So again, moving towards your hip circles. Make sure that you feel stability through the arms and that the knees are pressing down into the earth. And again, begin to move yourself in a clockwise direction first. So it's just big circles. You're making big spheres with your hips. And it should feel quite nice to wake up your body in this way. And if you need a visual, you can imagine that you're putting yourself on a clock face and then moving your hips around that clock face. You're going to do 2 or 3 more going in this direction. And then come back to neutral and then go the opposite direction. So your feet are pressing down, your hands are pressing down. And as you rotate the pelvis around, you're moving around the knees, you're moving your shoulders around your wrists. You can feel the weight moving around the hands as well. And then come back to neutral, unhook the legs. And we're going to move into our first downward facing dog. So again, creating structure, stability and strength through our form. Keep pressing down through the first knuckle on your index finger. Round or wrap the tricep back towards the armpit. Tuck the toes under, and then gently you can just begin to shift your seat back towards your heels and take a moment there just feeling the stretch in the soles of your feet. Keep looking forward, the collarbones are broad, and then gently begin to pick the hips up towards the sky. Now, always nice to keep a little bend in your knees here. So once you've got a softness in the knees, you can really pick the sit bones up towards the sky. Tailbone reaching up and lengthening. And your ears are alongside your upper arms. And just taking 3 more big breaths here. Breathing in. And breathing out. In downward facing dog, you always want to make sure that your hands are pressing down and forward and that your hips are lifting high so you're stretching out your whole spine. It can be really nice in the morning as well to begin to pedal out the feet, so allowing one heel to lower down and then to lift back up and just feeling that gorgeous stretch in the back of the legs and the hamstrings. So all about waking your body up with kindness and respect and moving into the physicality of your body. And just taking 1 more breath here. And then coming back to stillness, begin to walk your feet towards your hands. So stepping your right and your left foot slowly all the way up towards the front of your mat. And we're going to come into a forward fold. So in this forward fold, we're going to keep our knees bent again. And if you want to measure out the distance of your hips, always handy to bring your 2 fists in between the arches of your feet, and that will give you the measurement of your hips. As you soften the knees, allow the chest to come onto the thighs, and then you can just allow that hands to find the opposite elbow and let the head rest in between the upper arms. So you're creating a framework here with your arms. And as you allow your head to hang, you're creating this waterfall effect with your spine. And again, you can just tune into your breath. So forward folds, introspective, soothing. You can rock back and forth from the balls of the feet to the heels, or you can sway side to side. Again, really nice, gentle movements for the spine this morning. Head is heavy, face is soft, jaws relaxed. And just pressing down evenly through the feet, trying to find the center of your weight distribution, your center of gravity. You can lift up the toes here as well if you wish. And then just allow the arms to dangle back down towards the earth. Keep the knees nice and soft, tuck the chin into the chest, and very gently begin to round up. So you're rounding up vertebra by vertebra for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming to stand at the front of your mat. You're going to bring your two big toes together, inner heels slightly apart, and press down through your feet. And again, you can close your eyes here and begin to center yourself on your feet. So you can rock your weight forward towards the balls of the feet, backwards towards the heels, towards the right and the left. And taking a moment, finding yourself in center, pick up all 10 toes, feel the arches lift, and then slowly place the toes back down onto the earth. Lengthening down through the tailbone, lifting up through the crown of the head, and just gently roll the palms towards the front of your mat. And as you do that, see if you can notice the subtle shift as the collarbones broaden across the chest. As you breathe in, begin to reach your arms up towards the sky, big breath in. And as you exhale, draw your hands down through heart center. Breathe in, lift your arms all the way up towards the sky, big breath in. Exhaling, drawing the hands down through heart center. Last time, big inhale. And full exhale. And just pausing here with your eyes closed, finding the breath through the body again. Finding the connection with the feet to the ground below you. Finding the connection with the crown of the head to the sky above you, lengthening through the spine. And just taking a moment here to set an intention for your day going forward. So a really potent time to practice yoga. First thing in the morning, you can actually influence how the rest of your day pans out. So take a moment and set an intention. It could be something really simple, such as presence, awareness, kindness. Or perhaps it's something more personal to you. Maybe it's even a dedication to somebody else. But something that you want to color your day going forward. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up towards the sky. Big breath in. As you exhale, fold forward. And again, you can soften the knees here. Don't feel like you have to keep the legs really straight here. We're going to open our feet so they're hip distance apart again. You can use that little hand trick if you wish to. And then we're going to bring our right hand to the floor beneath our face, bend your right knee and bring your left hand onto your low sacrum. So just a nice easy twist here. As you inhale, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, begin to lift the left arm all the way up towards the sky. So creating this really nice wingspan from bottom hand to top. Big breath in. And as you exhale, gently come back down and replace the left hand with the right. Bending the left knee, right hand comes onto sacrum. Inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, lift the opposite arm all the way up towards the sky. So that's your right hand this time. Pressing down through the left, lifting up through the right. Big breath in. And as you exhale, releasing all the way back down. Now take your time and step back into plank pose. This is our first plank today, so make sure that you've got it set up well. You're going to have your hands underneath your shoulders, your heels reaching back, legs are engaged and strong, crown of the head is reaching forward. So just be careful your hips aren't dipping here or your hips aren't too high. Try and keep everything in line. You're going to begin to feel some heat building through the body. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, begin to soften your knees and lift your hips all the way back up into that nice downward facing dog again. Now you can stay here in stillness or you can begin to floss out the body. So you can bend your knees deeply, drop your heels and your hips to the right and begin to stretch out the left side of your body. And then come back to center, bend your knees deeply and drop your hips and your heels to the opposite side, stretching out the other side of your body. Now inhale, lift the right leg all the way up towards the sky. You can stay here with your hips level, or you can begin to turn the toes and the kneecap away from the body, point the toes and drop the heel to the opposite buttock, lifting the knee high to the sky. And just staying here for a few breaths. Balancing through the hands, so notice if you've got equal weight distribution through the hands, evening out the shoulders, and then lightly begin to step your foot all the way through in between the two hands. drop your back knee down onto the ground and bring both hands onto your front thigh. Looking forward, press your hands down and forward, lengthen down through your tailbone and draw your belly button towards your pubic bone, towards your belly button slightly. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up towards the sky. As you exhale, you can hook your thumbs together and gently pull the hands away from each other and just feel the activation in the upper back. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, you can press your pubic bone forward, lifting the breastbone up towards the sky. Big breath in and full breath out. Lift the arms up towards the sky as you inhale. And as you exhale, bring your left hand down underneath your left shoulder. You can keep your back knee down, or you can tuck your back toes under and reach back through the heel so you're lifting that back leg. Option to bring the right hand onto your low back, onto your sacrum, so you're keeping your pelvis level. As you inhale, find length. And as you exhale, begin to rotate your chest towards the front leg, that's your right leg. And then you can lift the right hand all the way up towards the sky. So you're in a really nice twist here. You're lengthening from hand to hand. Your hips are level and you're rotating through the spine, opening the chest. One more big breath here. And as you exhale, begin to release the arm, coming all the way back down. Inhale, step your front foot all the way back into plank. As you exhale, you can come down through knees, chest and chin, keeping the elbows wrapped into the side body. Point your toes, and as you inhale, lift the body into a low cobra. And as you exhale, bring your seat towards your heels and come into child's pose for a moment. So options with child's pose, you can keep your knees together or you can open your knees wide. Allow the chest to come down towards the mat and rest your forehead on your mat. And I want you to take 3 big breaths here, concentrating on the breath moving in the back body. So as you inhale, feel the breath fill the back body behind the shoulder blades, and exhaling, fully releasing. 2 more breaths. Big breath in and full breath out. Last breath, inhale and exhale. And then inhale, come all the way back up onto your hands and knees. We're going to move into a version of a side plank. So keeping your right hand pressing down and slightly forward towards the top of your mat, stay on your right knee, that's underneath your right hip. And we're going to bring our left hip on top of the right. So your hips are now stacked, one on top of each other. You can keep the left leg, that's the top foot, pressing all the way down like a standing foot. And then lift the top arm all the way up towards the sky. So creating a really nice shape here with the body. You can turn the top palm towards the front of your mat and wrap the arm all the way up and over the ear. And you're going to feel this gorgeous stretch from the toes all the way up towards the fingertips. If you're feeling strong here, press down through the bottom hand and the bottom knee, and then lift the top leg up. So gorgeous stretch, especially first thing in the morning, spinning your heart towards the ceiling, the sky. Big breath in and full breath out. And then gently coming all the way back and moving through some cat-cows again. So as you inhale, lift the heart, lift the tailbone. And as you exhale, round. And as you move through these cat-cows, you may find a little bit more fluidity in your body now, a little more ease in your breath. And just going for one more here. And then coming back to that tabletop, that strong tabletop that encourages strength, stability, and structure. Tucking the toes under, lifting the sit bones all the way up and back. And again, feeling the stretch all along the spine. Wrapping the armpits back towards the heart. Pressing the first knuckle of your index finger into the earth. And then look forward and gently step your left foot all the way in between your two hands. Drop your back knee down. And a really nice thing to do here is just to notice the structure of your body. So my front leg is at a right angle, my chest is on my thigh, and my armpit is quite close to my knee. So if you're somewhere stuck back here, don't be afraid to manually lift your leg forward until you get the right structure. So pressing down through the back knee, pressing down through the back toenails. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up towards the sky. And as you exhale again, you can hook those thumbs together and really draw the thumbs away from each other and just feel what happens in your upper back. Press your pubic bone forward and up, your breastbone forward and up. 2 more big breaths here. Inhale and exhale, feeling that gorgeous openness through the front body. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring your right hand down underneath your right shoulder. Again, back knee can stay down here, or you can tuck your toes under and reach back through your heel. Now begin to rotate, keeping your left hand on your sacrum, trying to find the evenness through your pelvis. Begin to rotate your chest towards that front thigh. Taking your time. Once you're happy with the stability in your pelvis and the rotation in your spine, you can lift the top arm up towards the sky. Pressing down through the bottom hand, lifting up through the top hand. 2 more breaths here. Last big breath. And then gently releasing all the way back down. This time, instead of stepping back into downward facing dog, we're going to step forward into that forward fold again. You probably loosened up a little bit more here, so you may be able to get a bit more of a forward fold with your chest towards your thighs. You can bend your knees as much as you need to, but if you feel you can go a little bit further, we're going to hook our fingers around our big toes, and then we're going to lengthen as we inhale, look forward. As we exhale, begin to draw the chest towards the thighs as you draw the elbows away from the body. So creating this gorgeous stretch, lengthening through the back body, through the back of your legs. And you can bring your awareness to the back of your knees here and just feel the energy moving from the back of the knees all the way up to the sit bones, from the back of the knees all the way down to the heels. Taking 2 more breaths, inhale. And exhale. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. And then gently begin to heel toe your feet away from each other. So we're coming in towards a squat. So you're heel toeing your feet away towards the edges of your mat, heels facing in towards the body, toes facing out. And you're going to gently bend the knees outward and then sit the sit bones down in between the heels. So you can take a moment here and just begin to feel your way into the hips this morning. And then find yourself back at center. What I want you to do before you bring the hands to heart center is really press the outer edges of your feet in towards the mat. So the pinky side of your feet, you're pressing down into the mat. And you'll feel a stretch from your inner groin to your inner knee. And then you can almost draw from your outer knee to your outer hip, creating that strong external rotation. And then you can bring your hands to heart center, pressing the elbows into the knees into the elbows, and then lifting the sternum up towards the thumbs. So you've got a gorgeous length through the spine here, crown of the head reaching up. And just closing the eyes again. And taking your time and coming back to that feeling of gratitude. That feeling of being able to set an intention for your day, to consciously manifest how your day is going to unfold. And then gently flicker the eyes open again, reach the hands forward. It's a little bit tricky, but you don't have far to go. You can just gently begin to bring the sit bones all the way down to earth, sitting down without your hands if you can, onto the ground. And then find a comfortable perch on your mat. you're going to bring your two big toes together, your knees together, and sit right up on your sit bones again. So again, you can play around with that movement that we did at the beginning of the class. Where's my right sit bone? Where's my left sit bone? Where's my pubic bone and my coccyx? Trying to find the very center of your pelvis, and that's going to allow you to work with the natural curves in your spine and allow you to sit up nice and tall. So two big toes together, inner knees together. We're going to hold on to the back of the thighs, roll the shoulders back and down. And again, you can feel the space across your collarbones here. If you feel like you're collapsing in your chest, chances are you've rolled the tailbone under and you're beginning to round in your upper back. So find your way back into that upward seat. Again, the trick there is the tailbone, the pubic bone, the right and the left sit bone. Once you've found that, come up onto the tips of your toes, scoop your belly in and up, pelvic floor lifts in and up, and then you can rock back ever so slightly, still seated on the sit bones, and begin to lift the calves so they're parallel to the ground. Now, you can stay here if you wish. This is a really good core activation pose, or you can begin to reach your arms out. If you are really steady here and really comfortable, you can lengthen the legs. I'm going to stay here. We're going to stay here for about 3 breaths together. So big breath in and big breath out. You're going to feel fire in the belly. Breathing in and breathing out. You may feel your body shaking, completely normal. Last breath, inhale and exhale. And then gently bringing your feet down to the mat so they're hip distance apart. Bring your hands behind your back with your fingers pointing towards your body. And again, here we have a tendency to allow the tips of the shoulders to face down towards the earth. So what I want you to do is draw your shoulder blades together, and that's going to really lift the heart up towards the sky. And then pressing down evenly through your hands and your feet, instead of thinking I want to lift my pelvis up, I'm going to get you to slide your knees forward so that the knees are over the ankles and the pelvis just lifts. So pressing down through the hands and the feet, keep the big toes grounded. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, you can look up towards the sky if that feels comfortable. Any issues with the neck, feel free to look straight forward. Last 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful chest opener. If anyone is in an office hunched over a desk all day, you should do this at the end of your day. 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale. And then very gently beginning to set the sit bones back down towards the earth. And you can give your wrists a little bit of a tension here. So we use our wrists so much all day, every day, and we never actually pay any attention to them. So you can just allow the hands to interlace, bring your forearms together, and begin to make circles of 8s with your wrists. So you go one way, and then you go the other. So the second way usually feels a little bit clunky, a little bit less fluid. And then give the arms a shake out. So we're going to come into a nice easy forward fold here. So releasing the legs out in front. Now it is still morning time and our body is still getting warmed up. So I'm going to encourage you to have a little bend in your knees. Your heels are pressing down into the earth. The toes are pointing up towards the sky. Again, you're sitting in the center of your pelvis. So keep going back to that because it's so important, especially with forward folds, to create the long back instead of the rounding in the back. So roll your shoulders down and back. Hands are about the midline of your thighs. Inhale, lengthen the chest forward. And as you exhale, just creep your fingers forward as you allow your chest to come down towards the thighs. Inhale, you pause and you lengthen. And as you exhale, just begin to lower the chest towards the thighs a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, lower. Inhale. And exhale. And you keep moving with your breath. You'll notice that as you move further forward and down, that your chest comes onto your thighs, that your armpits are close to your kneecaps, so your body fits into itself, and you can hold onto the outer edges of your feet. You can allow the head to drop whenever you need to, whenever you want to. The skin on the face is soft and relaxed. The jaw is unlocked. And if you want to go a little bit further here, making sure that you still have the connection between the chest and the thighs, you can begin to slide the heels out just a little bit more. And again, just respect and kindness to your body in the morning. Breathing in, you find length. And breathing out, you fold a little deeper. Last 2 breaths here, inhale. And exhale. Last breath, inhale. And exhale. And then coming all the way back up. You can scoot your bum down your mat a little bit more so the heels are at the front edge of your mat. This time you can straighten your legs. You can reach your arms all the way out towards the front, just getting a little bit more heat in the body again. Flex your feet towards your face. You've got activation in the legs, kneecaps lifted, quads engaged. Press the palms together. Keep length through the spine. Inhale. And as you exhale, just very slowly and deliberately begin to lower yourself down towards your mat. So we're going to go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering all the way down to your mat. Take a moment, give your body a stretch first and foremost, lengthening from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers. Big breath in and full breath out. And then bring your feet down onto the mat. Open your feet to the edges of your mat and then allow your knees to fall in. So it's almost like a teepee kind of structure. Really beautiful pose, reconstructive rest pose for your lumbar spine, for your sacrum. And then just allow the hands to rest on the lower abdomen. And just taking 3 very deep, conscious, deliberate breaths here. Feeling the support of the ground beneath your body. Feeling the easy rhythm and flow of your breath. And feeling at home and comfortable in your own body. It's so important. And then bringing your feet so that they're hip distance apart, quite close to the buttocks. If you want to, you can just allow your fingers to graze the back of your ankles here, and that gives you a good indication of where everything should be. Placing the hands down so the palms are pressing down into the earth. Keep the feet flat on the ground, big toes pressing down into the earth. We're just going to go through a few moving bridges. So press your low back down, draw your pubic bone towards your belly, hip points begin to tilt towards the body, and then press down through the feet, lift the pelvis up, and as you inhale, reach your arms all the way up and over. And as you exhale, slowly begin to reset yourself, coming all the way back down the way you came. Inhaling, pressing down to lift up, reaching the arms up and overhead. Exhaling, slowly lowering all the way back down. So very conscious movement, conscious breath. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Feel free to hold up here for a few breaths if you wish. And just taking a moment, you can open your feet again to the width of the mat. Let the knees press in. This time, right hand onto your belly, left hand onto your heart. And just taking a few breaths here. If you have a stronger back bend practice, a full wheel is in your practice, you can feel free to take a few more back bends here if you wish. So just letting everything settle back down into the earth. Finding the rhythm of your breath. You're going to draw the knees all the way in towards your chest. So drawing the knees in, giving your body a lovely big squeeze. You can lift the crown of the head up and make yourself as small as you can so you're like a little seed. You can rock from side to side. And then you can take a moment and happy baby, drawing the knees wide towards the armpits, holding onto the outer edges of your feet, lifting the soles of the feet up towards the sky, feeling the gorgeous stretch in your inner groin, inner hip. And then gently begin to release all the way down to the ground. So you're going to come into Savasana just for a couple of breaths here. Allow the feet to be about the width of your mat and the feet just falling away from each other. In other words, your legs are relaxed. Bring the arms alongside the body, palms facing up towards the sky so you have a broadness across your collarbones. And just take a few moments here to again release everything. So you've done a lot here, so now is your chance to just be. And just noticing those subtle shifts of energy happening just beneath the surface of your skin. You might notice tingling or vibration. And then just roll onto one side. Take a moment and just reset the body. And then press the top hand down and come all the way back up to sit. And again, finishing our practice the way we began in that cross-legged seat, or if that's not comfortable, sitting back on your heels. Eyes closed, finding the center of your body. Pelvis rooting down into the earth, crown of the head lifting up like an antenna. And in between these 2 points, your spine is lengthened. Lungs moving towards the front of the body, collarbones broad. Bring your hands to heart center. And take a moment to reaffirm your intention if it's something that you want to bring with you off your mat today. As you inhale, reach your arms all the way up towards the sky. And as you exhale, draw the hands down through heart center. Gently bowing your head towards your heart. Namaste. I hope you really enjoyed your morning practice. Of course, if you have more time, feel free to sit in meditation. And thank you for practicing with me this morning.